It is said that education is the best gift a parent can give to their children. That said, in this day and age, the options have become so wide that it becomes quite difficult for some parents to make a choice. We would like to delve today in the details of what helped us make the decision when picking a school for our little ones. Ladies, what are your thoughts?
I know.
I remember when I was picking a school for Teja, it was, okay, I think let's start from kindergarten. Kindergarten, I wanted a school that was not so much as a strict, rigid school that was always about discipline, get things done, just a place to go and socialize. But the school I really wanted, I failed to get into. You know, these days the schools lists are from A to Timbuktu. I don't know what's going to.
What school was that?
Daffodils.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
It was, and I didn't want, I was late, to be honest. Like, by the time I woke up to think about it, intentionally, cautiously, I was too late. Yeah. So I ended up taking him to kinder care, which was all right, but it had that, I didn't want him to be babied. I wanted a school that would leave you independent, but allow you to be a child, you know? Yes. Yeah, that's what I was really looking for, I remember. That was kindergarten. And then I intentionally, like I said, you will join Daffodils Primary. Come and buy. I was not up for a debate because I had not only seen the kids that had gone there, I had actually gone to the school. And it's kind of up to talk to the teachers, talk to the kids in the schools, kind of had a snapshot of what the learning process was like. And it fit me because I just wanted a school that stayed structured, but still allowed a child to be a child. Yeah, like enabled that holistic learning, a holistic view of learning, but with structure. You know, not because my other choice I remember was Aga Khan. Now for me, Aga Khan like fit my. But I knew my kid. He needed someone to keep to keep him in line. Which Aga Khan was not going to do for me because for them they let you be a child. Like you do you, creative, holistic. It's up to you. My kid. If you let him go, he will go. You're not. So I wasn't ready for that. So I found Daffodils for Teja in particular to be the kind of school that was just right for him.
So I've shared on the show before that Micah took a while to speak. So we started with intervention. And we started, I think he was maybe about 2.5, almost 3. We were referred to an Indian lady who was running specialized learning plus interventions, behavioral and what is the other term? Behavioral and learning, I think. Interventions. So when you are unable to speak like your peers, or maybe you are autistic, development interventions. So we started with that Indian lady. I don't remember what the school was called. No, it's somewhere in Mbuya. Yeah, somewhere in Mbuya. Anyway, so we started there. So for me, picking a school was, apart from the holistic learning approach, was I think I wanted somebody who would give a bit of specialized attention to him, to just sort of help him get out of his shell and deal with those behavioral inconsistencies that we were seeing. And then, of course, the speech. And then, of course, as he grew older and his speech started to formulate and his vocabulary started to increase, we still wanted that special care. So we picked another school somewhere in Mutungo that's very small and close-knit. So she's Kenyan, the owner of the school is Kenyan, and she also still deals with kids who are having behavioral and learning delays, But she has also regular kids, like Teja, like Bianca and Blake. But I think for me, that personal touch was very important in picking a school.
Mine was probably, of course, there's so many other reasons, which I guess we'll talk about, but the one for me that was extremely significant was the fact that the world is changing, and I'm Christian, and I was not going to be able to. I wanted to be able to raise my children in an environment that was Christian, like, because I knew there's certain things that just won't happen just by virtue of the fact that it's a Christian school.
Yeah.
So I opted to go to, we opted to go to take them to Orchard International School. Yeah, because it's a Christian, I don't know, that was important for me because I knew I'm not going to be there to follow up later, and I need help. I want them to hear about God Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and even on Monday. So I was like, I didn't want that in between. I didn't want to have to feel guilty that, now you've not taken your children through, a verse this week, or you've not read the Bible with them this week. I am sure it's happening at school.
So you can supplement at home.
Yes, all I'm doing is just adding on the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But the cake has been baked for me, so that's how. That's
an interesting aspect. Yeah. Angie.
In my case, I think I kind of like round it off all because I have been through the stages.
Yeah.
So when I was first speaking at school, of course, yes, I'm Christian, but my first choice of school was because I was still in school when my baby started going to school. So I had to pick a school whereby I was sure, like my firstborn, imagine he had to go to Taiba from the start, because my husband's job meant that he was doing a lot of upcountry traveling, and then I was at university, so I needed a school whereby he could be kept until the weekend.
Yes.
Of course, which we used to have big fights about, because by Friday,
I know.
4:35, I would be at the gate.
Yeah.
But taking him back was a different story.
Yes.
Now I'd be like, Sunday, no, let him enjoy a little bit. So we'd end up going on Monday. So Monday
Traffic
class
and all,
would,
yes.
just settling in and everything. So one, the fact that I was in school.
Yeah.
Then two, when the others started growing, I was out of school, but then now I had to ensure they were in a Christian-based school.
Yeah.
So as I was driving past from my parents' house in Makinde, I saw Heritage. I was like, oh, God.
Heritage is a Christian.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, it's a Christian school. So I get into Heritage, I like the place, and I immediately move him from Taiba to Heritage. So now that was because of the Christian bit. Then when I had my third born, once again.
Did it still have the same setup? We can keep him for the week?
No.
Okay.
Now I'm out.
Now you're out of school.
Yes, so I was out of school. I would be able to pick him up. Then for my third born, I was still in school. So he started school at 9 months. Creche.
Or daycare.
Daycare, yes. So because he was staying at home with the maids and everything, next second he was singing Mikey Azigidi, because that's what he's listening to. That was the popular song those days.
Not happening.
Yeah, so he started off at Akons International, which also kind of helped. But once again, issue with the Montessori kind of learning, I don't know whether it's the same nowadays, they let the child blossom in the area he blossoms in. Yeah, there's so many other areas that you can explore. And in his case, by the time he was 4 years, it's like he had been in school for 20 years.
Yeah.
He was just fed up. Yeah. He was just tired of going to school. He was just tired. 9 months, when they just get tired of it. Then with Asante, who I had at the right time, it was proximity.
Yeah.
I knew I did not want to put my baby on a bus to Muyenga when we were living in Nalia. So Kisu, Kavira was then Kavira was the closest, so that was the reason why I picked it. Yeah.
Would you say that the schools you've picked have lived up to your expectations?
Yeah. For me, yes.
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, for me, yes. Because again, like when they ask them, what do you love about home and what, they still keep with a Christian. They will always say, I do my Bible with mommy. I didn't, like I'm always looking like, that my home is a Bible. That's like the school has lived up for me, really lived up for me. Even when they see me reading the Bible and I'm doing my devotion, they get it, they come, they want to also read their Bible. You know what I mean? So I feel like for me, it has lived up to my expectations. Also, especially since they had come from the cradle to now there, they really had to live up, and you know, they
think
did.
they have?
They did. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Has Teja been kept in?
Not as much as I would Not as
We
much
have
as
you
I'd
to
like.
blame.
So when we joined the school, then I realized that they do a 50%, 50%. Yeah.
As in?
When their 50% ends, it's up to you. It means there's a problem,
There's a
at,
problem
home.
at home.
Yeah. So now me, I thought that I was going. Yeah, they've baked my cake. Fuchs, let them just bring
that.
Then I realized that there was as I've paid school fees. Now what's the problem? So they have this whole parent involved. So at the beginning, that's not where I was thinking, but I'm appreciative of it. Later, when I realized what they're trying to do, you have to be involved. It's not our job to raise your child. You have to be involved in your child's upbringing. So yes, I got a bit of, you know, there was a tag here and there, but it was a good wake-up call.
Yeah.
Right, like, okay.
You know, which I find quite interesting. So, like, for example, with the ACE curriculum, there is a certain number of accelerated Christian education.
Okay.
There's a certain number of character traits that a child, by the time they are done, should go through. So they're actually working through character traits. You know how like schools do? This was the best in class. No, at ours, this child was the most giving. This child was the most generous. I mean, but giving English. This child was the most generous this term. Blake had strong leadership traits this term. Like, so that's what they are going for. And so, like, I've told you the cake comes really baked
Nicely.
Yeah. So
Which brings us, I guess, to what I would like us to talk a bit about, which is the fact that the education climate has changed quite a bit. So from when we were in school, where it was all about math, science, SST, now they're talking about leadership traits. I hear being kind and being generous. What do you think about, hey, okay, madam.
My only problem with okay, now they're in Turi, and I was very happy. It's Christian. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Very good school. It's been 11 years. We've been there, and I'm happy. My problem with some of the international schools here is not giving children positions.
I hate that thing so much. Oh my God, it's in local schools as well.
What?
Back up,
What
guys.
they don't give them
Explain.
Like, for example, Maya Sante, she sports rubbish, you understand me? But we are those mothers who go and shout, come baby. She's the last. But we are, you understand? We're in class. Class things are not our problem. I want to see my child that they've put first class.
Yes, but they
Forget
don't
about
do it.
generous.
And it annoys you, why?
It really disturbs me because I want to know from where to get my child and put them, because they'll tell me my child got aggregate 6. But I don't know if 6 was the last in comparison to what. Do I need to pull up my socks? Do I need to, like, what's happening? It disturbs me.
Does it matter? I feel like I feel
really
like
bothers me a lot.
maybe I just want to understand why exactly it bothers you. If a teacher or your kids' teachers are doing their best to show you progress of your child, shouldn't that be the important thing, that they've come from they've come from maybe, say, not a story, but now they can comprehend a story. Isn't that what's important?
But you see, the world we live in, because I went to an international school as a child, but we had positions.
What's the importance of a position?
Because the importance, I think, is this, is that you have...
Hey, I'm waiting for that one.
You have somewhere, I don't know whether you feel the same, but it's like being in a race and you're running on your own.
Yes.
You understand me?
Being a sports person, I'll tell you, for me, it's exactly that.
I'm telling you.
When I would run or swim or whatever sport, there was always that quick. And if you see any sportsman at any line, there's always a quick. And let me tell you, that is motivation. You may not think about it, but it is motivation in itself to be better than somebody else. Even in our workplaces, let's not pretend.
There.
If you're always the best, like you're at the top, you might feel like, oh, maybe now I should leave. But once you're down, you're wondering, but this one is putting in more. Appraisal results come out, this one has a higher grade. This one, what can I do to be better?
They give all
to
of
make
them,
myself
they
better?
give all
Because
of them
there are
certificates
two
for
competitions.
participation.
You're competing with yourself, but in
Which
real
is the
life,
most
no,
important.
darling,
in
no,
real life,
darling.
you don't compete with
In real life, you
yourself.
don't compete with
What do you mean
yourself.
you don't compete with
We
yourself?
listen, we
section.
do, but
It's a
we
section,
need
but
to
it's a
prepare
bubble.
our children. The truth is this.
In reality,
we need
you
to
compete
prepare
with
ourselves.
Manuela.
Yes.
My field, you compete with the rest of the world.
What my problem is I like Brian keeps saying, I could be speaking from a place of privilege, and maybe let me not say that, because the way my kids are, like, just naturally they are competitive, like just naturally, like they'll wake me up in the morning, say, Mommy, we go home so that we are the first at school.
Yes.
Mommy, can you imagine
How
this
will
one
they
went
know they are
before me?
first at school?
Yeah, auntie, because the rich Noka is there.
Now,
Exactly.
if they
Yes.
were if everyone packed in their own slot and nobody saw them.
Okay, but now bring that back to education, you guys. I feel like education is a personal journey.
No!
Wait.
Because education feeds into your future.
Yes.
And your future,
Which makes
you're
it a
not alone
personal.
in your future.
No, you're not alone. But what's important is your progress
That's
as an
the first
individual.
foundation.
Yes.
We agree.
Uh-huh.
Foundation does not build a house. Foundation only keeps the house strong.
I still don't get how a position contributes to
Because
my
for me-
to
for me-
my
I did a
future.
lot
For me, from-
when I did badly, I would have done well.
Can I say-
and I would really try to mark
In
myself.
Can I say
comparison
something?
to
Can I
other
say something?
people.
Because they've told me I'm the 30th.
Pumla,
in
can I say
class.
something? I think it works for a certain kind of people.
Yeah, but we
But
all
for
know
another,
children.
no, but for another kind of people, it does not. So I'll give you an example. There's people in our schools who used to be the best.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
You look for them nowadays, not Barry. You can't find them. So they got, wait, let me finish. You've said your point, isn't it? They spent so much time competing against this person on schoolwork that when the world came, they realized, wait, I don't have to be the best decorator in Kampala city. You know why? Because there's so much to go around. So we can be 10 best decorators in Kampala. When I came out of school,
I'm sipping.
well, sip drink. When I came out of school, I don't know where the second person is. And she doesn't care where I am.
But you found someone
and
else
when,
to compete with.
Oh, you
no.
guys. And
But
I
when
think,
the
I
world
feel
came
like
forth,
I feel like we have even digressed the conversation.
This might be
I think we're talking about the new era of education.
New era of
A lot of
education,
people-
because we're only talking about what we did. Yes, so we're comparing what
What we
used to
did
happen
and-
vis-a-vis what happens
Yes.
now. So nowadays competition,
Nowadays, they're not
There's no competition.
and I am team no competition.
At the end of the day, as human beings, I come from a family where they are twins. Even people who are completely identical have to have that thing whereby, like you said, if I'm first in class, I'm trying to make sure whether it's first or second or third doesn't catch up with me. When we grow older, there's a certain level at which we need to compete. It's like, for example, there's a certain age where we've got to have structure.
What is the
when we get
goal?
older, you get to an extent, nobody's going to force you to go to work. Yet somebody had to tell you to go to school and insisted you went to school. So when you tell me that, Angie, at the moment, do you want to be the best decorator or you get your own niche? It's because then I was taught to compete. Then you get to a certain level where that, okay, now I've got this, I've understood, then you level out. But that does not mean at the end of it, it's called healthy competition. But competition is there. So as we wrap this up, what can parents do to support their children's education over and above what the schools are offering?
I think that's a very important question. Manuela is very lucky. Their school bakes the cake and brings it for her twice.
Yes.
But I think that even with schools that do that, it's important that we engage with the teachers, first of all. I think many parents take the kids to school and then come and peek and then
Yes.
just take. And I engage your teacher, ask questions, how is my child doing? Are there extra things that I can do? These guys have knowledge. Like I know my son's teacher will tell me, buy these books. Then she will send us some extra homework, like on a sheet of now shade here or color this, just to keep his mind active. And I think it's important that we befriend teachers and not look at them as we have brought him to school. When you're done, we shall pick him. The 50-50 that Pumla talked about. So engage the teachers and know what you can do at home.
That's a good
and support your kids.
I've I mean, for us, we do, like the kids know they do projects. So we do loads of projects. Cut this up, put this here, and this is after school.
Yeah.
So like they're always excited to come home because there is some project that they are going to.
This is your forte as well.
Yeah, this is my forte, so we enjoy it. So we are constantly some science experiments. What does baking soda do? Like something that can allow them to learn. For me, that can allow them to learn that's not necessarily in their schoolwork, but that can help them make certain connections.
Yeah.
So they'll come and say, "Oh, this is like the volcano in what? Oh, this is a yes." I'm like, "Yes, we created a volcano." So, you saw how they did the river in my home. But yeah, so for me, that's how I feel. It would be nice for parents to be able to support their children's education. Yeah.
I think one of the most important things I learned when I studied abroad was research. To learn more than what you're taught in school. School can never give you everything.
Yeah, sure.
And the day I got my 30% for the first time for delivering exactly what I was taught is when I learned it is not enough. So we've learned to do research. Like my son, my kid and I, we always set time aside. If he start learning, so now in maths they're doing lowest common multiples. So for him, he knows this is how the structure of the math work as it's supposed to be. But how come maybe I've not got the right answer and then they've given me something else? Why don't I understand it? So now we do research. Like we get laptop, it's time for laptop time, Go on and find out why is this done like this? What more can I do? How is it easier? And then even go a step further knowing, now I know the topics that are coming after, we kind of delve into the next topic. But when he goes to school the next time and they bring up the topic, he already has an idea. I don't want him to click so much because he's can be those children and he says, me, I know. So I want him to just have a rough idea of what's coming so that he's not, so for us it's been research. Like do a little bit more to give you more understanding about that subject matter. Like around the topic.
That's nice.
In my case, I can no longer manage my children's homework.
Okay.
Their X's and things and lines.
You don't understand.
Algebra.
My babies are doing further maths, really. That can't help. That said, this is a message to people who are taking their children to international schools. I was blessed that I had gone through it, so I kind of knew what to do. When you take your children to school, respect the teachers. But the person you need to respect more is the teaching assistant. Those people know your children even better than the main teacher. Then be visible. I know it's difficult if you're paying that amount of money. Sometimes you're not able to be in class, and but when you're able to be there, in Uganda or Ukwelaga, be visible. When you drop, you watch, you bring the teachers gifts, you bye, you be there. Because a lot of people will be like, oh, some of these people are racist, but how come Angie's kids are ever in school plays? I made myself
Actually, that's very, very
be there, speak to them. Volunteer if you can. Most times, once again, if you're paying that kind of school fees, most parents are at work. But if you have the chance to do stuff like that, get inside there, meet them, understand them, they know our children really well, and make sure that your child is seen.
I know.
Is seen. The debate on the new curriculum is still ongoing, but that will be a discussion for a later date. That said, do leave us a comment, let us know what you think. What are you doing to assist with education that your children are getting at school? Until next time, with love from Bump Love.